We've all been there. That moment when everything goes quiet and it feels so awkward and you start overthinking. Should I say something? Did I say something wrong? Here's the absolute truth. Awkward silences does not mean you messed up. It's just a normal part of conversation. And if you handle it right, you can actually look confident. So here are 5 simple steps to deal with awkward silences, especially when it feels weird. So tip 1 is to stay calm and acknowledge it. First thing you can simply do is just to stay calm. Do not rush to fill the silence or act nervous. Just smile, breathe, and you could say something like, things just got quiet, like point the obvious. It will show how comfortable you are in this entire conversation, that no matter what comes in your way, you can still battle it and just live through it because you've already battled that scenario. Because remember, confident people do not panic when things go quiet. Tip 2 is to ask a simple question when things get quiet. You can literally ask a follow-up question to whatever you just spoke about, such as, what did you think about that? Or how's your week so far? You want questions that focus off of you and to make the other person feel seen. Tip 3 is to use humor. If you can add a little humor in the conversation by pointing out the obvious, like I told you in the first tip. For example, saying, guess we're all in deep thought right now because things just got quiet. For what? Because we're all just thinking in our heads. It slowly lightens the mood and it turns an awkward moment into a fun moment because they're like, oh, what the heck? He noticed the same thing. Tip number 4 is to reflect on the moment. You gotta understand that sometimes silence just means people are thinking. Simply use that time to collect your thoughts. You don't have to rush yourself. Who are you to rush yourself for another person? This doesn't mean that you have to have some sort of ego. I'm saying you don't need to be rushing yourself. Why not just take your time? Be here in the moment and know that, yeah, I'm speaking to this person right now. I wanna say something good. I don't wanna say something bad, which means I wanna say something, that I want to say, not something that I just have to say. I don't have to rush myself to say something to lighten up the mood or to cater to them or to cater to whatever the topic is. I'll say something that resonates with both of us because I like where this conversation is going. And again, you can use this time you can use a follow-up question, like tip number 2, by simply saying, that actually made me think about it. This one kind of reflects to tip number 2, but it's more of a statement. The example is, that actually made me think about ... whatever the topic is, cheeseburgers, music, the artist, whatever, whoever it is. That shows you're reflective and not uncomfortable. Like, you'll say what needs to be said within here. You're not gonna just ignore it, like, oh, that's weird, right? And tip number 5 is to have some backup topics stored in your head that you know that you can use any time of the day. Like, I subconsciously do not think about it. I'll say something that resonates with the topic or with the conversation or with the person. If I know the person really well, I don't mind having that awkward silence. I don't mind having that silence. I enjoy it personally. I'm totally used to it. Even if it's with a new person or someone I just met, I'm totally okay with that. If you want to avoid it, simply just remember a few things that happen in life, whether it's you falling on that bike when you were 5 years old, whether it's you falling or getting hurt, or just some crazy story that you remember off the top of your head, like, oh yeah, that one time me and my dad went on an adventure. We traveled across the world, and we just visited every single village inside of that city, and it was amazing. And like, it goes with the conversation, and even if it doesn't go with it, just simply say something. You don't have to rush yourself at the end of the day. Like, don't feel pressured that I have to say something. You don't have to say something. You can simply sit there and just be. And before we end this video, I have a school community chat that is right over here. I help a bunch of guys and also girls with their communication, their confidence, and overall social skills. I've helped a lot of people, such as this person, and also this person. They reach out to me specifically saying these nice comments, and I'm super, super grateful for it. So if you do want to join, I literally just made it a couple days ago. Everything is in the bio as well. By all means, it's open for you to improve. I do weekly calls in there as well. Brief whatever you're going through, and I have a bunch of courses in there to improve. And I show live action instead of, just me speaking. So I think it'll benefit you. It benefited me and some of the clients that I work with so far. But remember, stay calm, ask questions, use humor, reflect, and have backup topics to speak about. In reality, silence isn't your enemy. It's just a space for connection, to see how we can deal with this, this awkward feeling right now. When you handle it with ease, you don't just fill the silence, you own it. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to avoid silence. You just need to be comfortable in it.